Hello, folks, and welcome to the second video of the series wherein we are learning how to design test cases of different types along with the actual explanation. So, in this video, we are going to learn what is a negative test case and how to design it. And the system that is in context right now is Salesforce. So, we have developed a functionality in Salesforce and we are going to test it using a negative test case. So, let's start. Here is the already designed negative test case that you see on the screen right now. And if you are not sure and if you're not aware about these different parameters, I'll quickly go through them once. So this is how a test case actually looks like. You might design these test cases in Excel, in Jira, or in any other systems for that matter, but the basic parameters remain the same. So as you can see here, this is test case ID that is used to uniquely identify a test case. This is test case title. That is, it gives you a brief idea about what the test case is. Then it is created by, reviewed by, and the version, which is of course self-explanatory. Then the tester's name, the date tested, and all these information is important, is required. And we have these prerequisites and the date test data. So prerequisite basically means the essentials that you require to test out that functionality. So in our case, we'll require the Chrome browser, or for that matter, any browser, and we'll require a Salesforce DevOps. And as far as test data is concerned, you'll need the user ID and the password, because without these two informations, you won't be able to log in here, right? And now coming to the test scenario, this basically tells you that what is the uh, you know what is the basic intent of this test case. And if you want to know more about test case and test scenarios in detail, please go and revisit the videos on the channel and you'll be able to make more sense of it. Now, coming to the main thought, that is what a negative test case is. So if you have seen my previous video, and I suggest you that you should watch these videos in a serial manner in the entire playlist, because in the previous video we are talking about the positive test case and now we are talking about the negative test case. So as the name suggests, a negative test case is exactly opposite of what a positive test case does. So earlier in positive test case, what we were doing is that we were having a set of functionality, and the functionality says that if the account balance is between any expected value, that is, in this case I'll show you. So if the account balance is between 10 to 50 lakhs, then the account type will get updated to gold, and that is what we tested. And when we tested as per the user requirement, that is what is a positive or a happy path test case, right? Now negative is exact opposite to it. So what we say is that we will input any data that does not fall between 10 to 50 lakhs, and then we save it, and we say that the newly created record should not be set to gold, right? So this, I've given you a brief and I've told you what negative test case is and how it looks like, but don't worry, we'll go and execute it for you to better understand. So first of all, let's follow the first step. Navigate to so and so URL, which I've already done. Then it says enter the user ID and password and click on submit. So I'll go ahead and then click on submit. And then it says, so we are here, and it says that I need to navigate to the accounts tab. So I'll navigate to the accounts tab, and herein it says create a new account or select an existing one. So what I'll do is I'll select an existing one. So let me open Pyramid Construction Inc. account record, and then it says fill in the mandatory details. I mean, if required, of course. Since we have selected an already existing record, we need not do that. And select the account balance or fill the account balance to 10,000. So I'll do that. So let me go ahead and let me find the account balance field. I'll put in the value as 10,000 and I'll click on save. See, the account type did not get updated to gold, right? That is what I'm saying. So basically what it means is, it says when you click on the save button, the newly or the existing record should not have the account type as gold. It can have any other value for that matter, or it cannot have any value for that matter, but it will never ever have the gold type, which was expected in the positive test case, right? So positive and negative are basically opposite to each other. That is, in positive test case, we straight away go and test out the main functionality that is expected out of that particular scenario, which you have seen in the last video. And a negative test case is basically that we go ahead and give the inputs opposite to the positive and expect something opposite to the positive test case, which we did in this case. So when we made the value, or when we updated the value to something which was not expected, and the account type was not updated to gold, that is what the result is. So in this case, this is a pass, because we were not expecting this particular account type to get updated to gold, right? So this is what is expected. This is how it looks like. This is what a negative test case is. I hope that, yeah, the negative test case, its implementation, its utility was very much clear to you. And before going, I would like to tell you one thing. You might have this question that why do we actually need to do negative test case? I mean, who in the world is going to mess up the code so much that you need to make sure that the things you need to validate that the things which are not happening are right or not, right? But I'll tell you from my experience, when somebody codes, there can be blunders, and there can be instances when the negative testing is very, very important. That is, you give a data into the system which is not expected, and you gain the correct result. That is, if you are giving some data and the input output coming out is incorrect, that is also a bug, right? So you need to be very sure about it. So negative testing or designing negative test case is very important for you. And if you are going for an interview, the interviewer might ask you to design a test case which is negative in nature. So if you watch this video or one more time, you'll be able to make complete sense out of it, and I think you'll be able to answer it well. So yeah, thank you so much, and see you in the next video, wherein we'll be discussing about boundary value test case, and then so forward. Thank you so much, and see you.